The TLDR of this video is basically a man in China built a super AI in a cave with a box of scraps. And then our response is, well, you know, our geniuses are doing cool stuff too. And my response is, like what? Oh, our geniuses are really dumbasses. Dynamite. Dynamite. Yeah. Feel every piece of this.
Chop rice.
Yeah.
No meat. Chop rice.
What's up, everybody?
No meat.
What's up, everybody? How you doing? My name is Hero. This is Coding with Strangers, and need to practice on hitting that note. Yo, I want to talk about something. So this DeepSeek stuff snuck up on me, right? You wanna know who else it snuck up on? NVIDIA. Hey, yo, buy the put. Bought it. Bought the dip. Keep buying it. Ride it to the moon. No, it's actually a tragic day for NVIDIA and all the tech companies. And it's really a blow to America's excess. Because what we're going to find out today isn't really anything new. And if you're someone who believes in American exceptionalism, you're probably pretty much, this is going to be a shocker to you, but we are terrible. Like, we're terrible. In the world, our math and science scores are below average. Even from a talent pool's perspective, people believe in nationalism before they believe in pride and joy. And there's something to be said. Maybe listening to the nerds in your community might be useful. It might be useful. But DeepSeek, which is an AI company that is rival to be on par with ChatGPT, I'll still wait to be delivered on that. But remember, if you're a programmer, you're a coder, you know your P's and Q's, you know your commas and your forward slashes from your backslashes, you know that's not a high standard. I still can't talk to ChatGPT and make it do an app of mild complexity from start to beginning. I can't make it make a task list from start to finish. It can't file my taxes. It can't do basic repetitive tasks, even with a program attached to it. Its learning models aren't as stringent. It's too open. It's too expensive. It's too energy resource deficient. It's too big, and not in a good way. Hey, bro, I think I'm gonna head on in for the night. I'm kind of tired. No problem. Get some rest. Hey, didn't you work today? 12-hour shift. And you went to the gym? PR to 700 deadlift. And you still got energy to do all this work? Where does the energy come from, bro? I'm at my best when I have my zest, baby. Okay? Zest? The Zest Super Berry Samba Green Tea comes packed with 135 milligrams of caffeine and L-theanine. That's how I stay focused for longer and stronger throughout the day with no crash. It's way better than coffee or any of those sugar-filled energy drinks out there. No GMO, gluten-free, and it won't stain your teeth. Oh yeah, that sounds real good. Is this one, right? Yes, sir, that's the one. But my brother in Zest, I'm gonna need you to get your own Super Berry Samba Green Tea. Selfish. You mad, bro? Don't worry, I got you. Use my promotional code down below to get 20% off selected items and the subscriptions. That's Coding with Strangers, all one word. Put that in the checkout box and you'll be good to go. Thank you so much to Zest for the sponsorship. And all of these resources we've been throwing into it, hoping that this is going to replace your average worker, hasn't happened. So we're going to talk about three things that at the end of this, but let's get some context into what's currently going on and how the AI landfill has literally changed overnight because somebody decided to become more efficient. DeepSeek is shaking up the AI industry with a cost-efficient large language model it claims can perform just as well as rivals from the giant like OpenAI and Meta. Chinese startup says the flagship R1 reasoning model is capable of achieving performance comparable to OpenAI's O1 equivalent while its newly released Giannis Pro multiple modal AI model can supposedly outperform Stable Diffusion and Dale E3. Now, when the benchmarks, you want to know something that's crazy? Don't even have to worry about benchmarks because it's open source. For all you non-nerds out there, open source means that they're letting people mess with it for free. It's free to the people. Free to explore, man. Open source comes with its issues, and we'll talk about that shortly. DeepSeek, ChatGPT computer quickly soared to the top of App Store, and the company distributing financial markets shares in NVIDIA dipping 17%, cutting nearly $600 billion from the market cap in January 27th. CNBC said this is the biggest single-day drop in U.S. history, and I was there. I bought the put, I rode it to the bottom, and I cashed out at 12%. Who'd have thunk it? It was 5% more to go, but I was too scared to wait till the morning. I was too scared. Made a nice cut. You hate to see it. And I think my portfolio of NVIDIA is like 1.3%. I got into NVIDIA late. The AI assistant is powered by the startup state-of-the-art DeepSeek V3 model, allowing users to ask questions, plan trips, generate text, and more. Not impressed. As downloads of DeepSeek's apps spike, the startup began restricting signups due to malicious attacks. Yeah, we saw that happening. Now, let's talk about national security. It's really crazy to me that they were willing to ban TikTok for less than 12 hours. But here we have an app that is literally used to monitor everything you say, do, and hear, and it's going straight to China. The guys of the disguise are almost off. The rest of the world is not that bad. It can't be. And America is hell-bent on making sure we as Americans think the rest of the world is uncivilized and bad. Because, once again, they built this with less than our best companies. Our best companies are the biggest, brightest minds. There are people who are walking around with $1.6 million salaries. MIT, the works, and a dude built this shit in his basement for the glory, for the People's Republic of China. Like, okay, yeah, you can't look up Tiananmen Square on there, but can't be that bad. The AI assistant is powered by the startup. Oh wait, I read that already. Launched in 2023, Liang Wingfeng. DeepSeek has garnered attention from building OpenAI's open source AI models using less cache and fewer GPUs when compared to billions spent on OpenAI, Meta, Google, Microsoft, and others. Microsoft is when this is all said and done, and we have to ask who was the biggest dupe? It's got to be Microsoft, right? Microsoft helped NVIDIA make OpenAI the second most profitable company, and bounced itself from the third to the fourth because it moved NVIDIA up. It's crazy. OpenAI still isn't on the market yet. If DeepSeek performance claims are true, it could prove that startup managing to build powerful AI models despite strict U.S. export controls preventing chip makers like NVIDIA from selling to high-performance graphic cards in China are utterly useless. Yeah, I don't think there was a shot in hell that you could predict what was about to happen. You feel me? But let's talk about who this what's his name? Liang Wangfeng, who's a quant hedge trader / scientist who had a multi-interest in creating supercomputers. When we first met him, he was a very nerdy guy with terrible hairstyles, talking about building a 10,000 chip cluster to train his own models. We didn't take him seriously, one of Liang's business partners told Fortune. He could have articulated his vision other than saying, "I wanted to build this, and it will be game changing. We thought that this was only possible from a giant like ByteDance or Alibaba." This dude did this in his basement with a couple of his friends, with losers like you. Could you imagine? DeepSeek's moat, according to Liang, while DeepSeek was initially seen as a side project, Liang, 40, personally engaged in company and researching, according to Fortune. He's a nerd. He's a researcher. Clap it up for the nerds. Maybe, what's his own name? Vivek was right. Americans are lazy. But they canceled him for that. They got efficient real quick by getting rid of him. But there's no denying it. With less, he did more. And that needs to be that's a Bible verse. Somebody look it up. For years, Chinese companies have been accustomed to leveraging technology, innovation, and developing elsewhere and monetizing them through application, he said. But this isn't sustainable. This time, our goal isn't quick profit, but advancing the technology frontier to drive the ecosystem / growth. This is something that's very powerful, because while we're all sitting here talking about like large language models this, large language models that, you can start a GitHub repository right now for absolutely free and then download your favorite large language model. And then create like a Docker system paying $15 to just transfer over your tokens to another place. Or if you're feeling ballsy and you don't want to do it all on one set, you can do it all from GitLab in one hub. AI isn't controlled by companies anymore. It's controlled by us. And considering that we should have some bearing in this, because it is our resources these companies are using, our water, our power system, our grids. They're thinking about building data centers in New York, in the middle of the desert. They're doing anything and everything. They're thinking about starting up a nuclear plant. Like, we're willing to start up a nuclear plant that had a meltdown 3 Mile Island. And we just talked about how the EU last year finally had gas, hydro, and wind surpass coal and gas. What we lack isn't capital, but confidence in the ability to organize high caliber talent for efficient innovation, Liang said. It's not about the money. It's not about the money, dummy. It's about the quality and the optimization. The software has surpassed the hardware. If these individuals, see, and this is something we learned in COVID, right? During COVID, we had a big issue of transferring data. The brains of the community said that our partners across the world are experiencing things that we haven't yet. We should share this information with them as to protect ourselves and prepare for stuff that we don't know is coming. And it took us months before we could set up that groundwork. But we were just hoarding information. Like it's almost like we're doing a Cold War, a mini Cold War. For nothing. We sit here and pretend like China is our enemy, and let's be real. We both can't live without each other. And I'm threatening to say we need them more than they need us. Because they seem to have been on our shit list for the longest. But if you check the books, the economic books tell us that we are perfectly fine. Our relationship is great. Wouldn't change a thing. Therefore, our real moat lies in the team growth, accumulation, know-how, fostering and innovating cultures, he explained. He's so worried about the culture of the company. This is great leadership. All right? This is great leadership. But let's talk about the American companies that flew too close to the sun. The Nasdaq's next biggest drags was chip making Broadcom, which finished 17.4%, followed by ChatGPT backers Microsoft, which fell 2.1%. Google's parent Alphabet fell 4.2%. Philadelphia Semiconductor Index tumbled 9.2%. SoftBank Group finishing 8.3% below. And ASML 7% fall. If it is true what DeepSeek is if it is true that DeepSeek is the proverbial better mousetrap that could disrupt the entire AI narrative that has helped drive the market over the last 2 years, said Brian Jacobson, Chief Economics of Annex Wealth Management in Moe Falls, Wisconsin. That's crazy. But when things are going too good to be true, it might be too good to be true. Because in the same day that it nearly crushed the market, it's crazy to me to hear that someone went on that open source website and said, we're going to sabotage this. DeepSeek Monday said that it would temporarily limit user registration due to large-scale malicious attacks on its servers, while existing users will be able to log in as usual. Chinese artificial intelligence startup company has generated a lot of buzz in the recent weeks as its fast-growing rival OpenAI, ChatGPT, Google Gemini, and other leading AI tools. Earlier on Monday, DeepSeek took over rival OpenAI's coveted spot as the most downloaded free app in USA. On Apple App Store's dethroning ChatGPT, DeepSeek's own AI assistant, it helped inspire a significant sell-off of global tech. So, the questions. We got some questions. All right? Nothing much. Is this proof that AI is a scam? Can we all agree now? We can all agree now, right? It's a scam. If your market cap fell like this because a company just optimized a little bit better, there's no faith in that, right? The money tells the truth. They follow the money. The money left the station before the cart, before the train, before the conductor. Before the call for all aboard is gone. And that doesn't happen on accident. They took their money out because they know that there's going to be bigger, better situations for this. And DeepSeek is probably going to corner this market. So you have to think about where your next investment is going to be. And if you're a business venture looking for some places to put your money for equitable growth, you know the one constant thing that hasn't faltered here? Data centers. You want a confident place to put your money when it comes to AI growth? Put it in data centers. Because these AI models still need to live somewhere. They need to be computed, they need to be optimized, they need to be watched, they need to be monitored. All those things take place at data centers. And just like how Tesla isn't known for its cars as much as it's known for its charging stations, this is the burn-off additive. This is the sell-off resistance right here. This is the selling them the printer for free, but charging them for the ink. This is how it starts. But it's a sad day in American innovation and American drive, because in this country we used to build stuff. We used to want to be first, and when we threw money at something, we threw it at it with the best of intentions for growth and innovation, for leading development, not for greed, selfishness, and not led by our private our private sector embellishing their numbers to make themselves more profitable. For the last 2 years, I've seen the biggest growth in the stock market, and I have seen nothing in my charting for the last 6 years of charting to even say that this is warranted. Now, granted, I only really started getting good after 2 years ago, but it's still pretty depressing to see regardless. You feel me? It's pretty depressing to see how all of this innovation comes at for what, right? And for Sam Altman to say something as obnoxious as his company is the way of the world. His company is going to restructure social hierarchies. What the fuck does that mean? What a bold, insignificant, tiny little man. And what? For what? To get on stage and kiss Trump's ring? We need to get back to some semblance of American exceptionalism. America great again. We need to get back to that, and we need to get back to that in a hurry, because if we don't, we're gonna find ourselves losing our talent. People who are curious, people who want to innovate, people who want to grow. We're gonna find them leaving, because if you think Yang is an anomaly, or he's some type of troll, secret spy to the government of China, you're dead wrong. I run into data scientists and brilliant people all day long looking and begging for research. And to know that a country will provide them, third-party country will provide them the research to go live out their dreams is not hard to believe, especially here in America when we're over here shutting down our grants for research and development. It's not a hard thing to see, but that's just my opinion on it. You feel me? Clap it. I want to know what you guys think. Like, share, subscribe. See you on the other side.